Rice here with Lotpop. Wanted to do a live video. Haven't done one in a while. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, there's some new metrics out there, and I think that a lot of the information on these metrics are really good information on vehicles. One example would be, I know vAuto is coming out with what they call ProfitTime. And again, the data and the metrics in this system is really good. I talked to Dale while I was in NADA, and I noticed we talked about how it's weighted and everything. Again, talked to them on the system. I think it's a great again tool or metric to how to manage a car. But I do think there is some misperception out there that the fact that you don't need an aging policy anymore. And again, I've seen the headlines of the commercials and the talks about the tool of ProfitTime, and the fact that it might not be vehicles might not be as time sensitive depending on the ripeness of the car. Either with vAuto, I know they refer to like the ripeness of a banana. A green banana is going to last you longer than a brown banana, and which is all true. You need to look at your inventory as either something that is ripe and you own good and it's a good mover and it's something that you can hold out on, versus a car maybe like a rental rocket or easy to come by vehicle that you own wrong. You want to get off it sooner than later. So all those is true, and that's best practices on how to manage inventory. But you still need an aging policy, and I think that's where the message I think is getting skewed a bit. We have in dealerships that's saying, hey, because age doesn't matter anymore, I'm just holding out to these cars. But we're still dealing with a depreciating asset. So these cars are going to depreciate over time, and if you're just holding on for these metrics, again, ProfitTime in specific would have like, it brings in your cost to market to day supply and volume in the market, and it weighs it accordingly to each different vehicle accordingly. And so those three metrics, again, are real important. And basically the message I believe should be, and things that we're sharing with our dealers, is you're going to want to look at that. It's just like SRP, VDP activity, or maybe leads. I want to look at that metric, but not be the driving force of my ultimate decision on what to do with the car. But it should be used as kind of the beginning of a vehicle, meaning if I have a very well-scoring car that does very well in their system, I believe they call it platinum, then that's a car, instead of changing it at 7 and 14 days to turn it, I might hold out 21, even maybe 30 days before I make big adjustments to get that car gone. But don't be mistaken, that car too, again, you're going to want it off your lot sooner than later. If it's not the 60 days, maybe 75 days. And that platinum car can also adjust down to a gold, silver, or bronze car fairly quickly too. So as the market moves, so you got to watch that, and always consistently. Don't do a set and forget it. Well, it's platinum, I'm going to price it high, and I'm going to sit and wait, and I'll look at the car 30 days from now. The other thing, and so these bronze cars that aren't performing well, maybe you do have to attack at day 7, put an aggressive price out the gate, and then at day 7, day 14, day 21, day 30, keep moving that price, and again, have that car probably gone within 30 days. And so, that message is out there, but you're still going to want an aging policy because of the depreciating asset. And when you roll into holding costs of what it costs to actually hold on to that vehicle. So I want to make sure there's other metrics too. I think it's going to be real important in there that system is not going to weigh in. One example would be miles per year. Now, I know part of the algorithm for ProfitTime is adjusted cost to market, meaning it's adjusting to your mileage on that vehicle and how you own that car, not just to the market, but also based on your miles. But I would argue too, if it's weighing in day supply, and maybe on this particular vehicle, it's weighing in day supply more than it is cost to market. Well, if you happen to have higher mileage on that vehicle, let's say the market average is at 30,000 miles and you happen to have 50 or 60,000 miles, you might not have let's say a 60-day supply in that car. That car, might have a good day supply at 60 days if the market average of 30 miles. But if you have 50 or 60,000 miles in your car, that might not be a 60-day supply car. It might be an 80 or 90-day supply car. Or matter of fact, it might be a 30-day supply car because maybe the higher mileage cars are moving a little better because they're cheaper. So one of those things that you're definitely going to want to weigh in is miles per year and look at that. Obviously, color is another factor. I think in what we look at, we're going to look at things like, are we heavy in this class? So if I'm heavy in trucks, I'm carrying more trucks than I'm selling, and this car, I haven't adjusted the price for 2 weeks, and this car is not getting an SRP or VDP conversion, I really haven't had any leads, it's not the best color, at that point in time, I don't know if platinum is going to be my decision making. Oh, I'm going to hold out on it. I'm going to move that car because I'm heavy in trucks. Maybe I'm heavy in that year. Maybe it's a 16 and I'm carrying more 16s and 17s. I'm carrying more 16s than I'm selling. Maybe it's a truck and I'm carrying more trucks than I'm selling. Maybe it's a little bit of the wrong color. I haven't adjusted it in 2 weeks. The SRPs and VDPs are not converting. I don't care essentially where that's ranking right now. I have to do something different on this car or this truck. So I would encourage a dealer to make the adjustments and keep that inventory moving and get it gone in 60 days. And I only bring this up because I'm seeing dealers, some dealers getting soft on how they're adjusting their inventory. And I'm seeing dealers bleed through and coming up with an aging problem. And again, they're kind of sitting on their hands going, well, I'm waiting for the grosses to come in because these are ranking good. So again, it's a very strong metric to look at, like SRP and VDP and lead conversion and day supply. But again, you want to watch it as far as an overall attack on your inventory. Now, I'm saying this naively. I'm going to say that. I've only been dealing with that system as far as the profit time with our dealers for about 30 days or so. And obviously, this is something that these companies have studied for a while now and have millions of data points to back up their things. And so again, I can be wrong, but the reason why I'm bringing it up is we're going to have a strong February second half, hopefully. A lot of guys might be starting off a little slow right now, but hopefully a strong second half in February and a good March as that tax season. Those are the 2 months that typically bring in the highest shopper counts online. So just naturally, your inventory should be moving well. And then if you're using this profit time as a gauge, you might be going, wow, man, this is really working. But the market's just there. But come April, the shopper counts in most markets are going to drop off about 20% or so. It does year after year after year. We've been looking at it for the last 5 years. Unless the economy's booming and all this other things are going on, if everything stays true as it has the last 5 years, you'll see about a 15 to 20% or more shopper count drop off. You're going to see a slower part in traffic. We see dealers all of a sudden get slow, but you also got to realize what's going on. The weather starts breaking. People are doing yard work. They're taking their kids to baseball practice now, taking their kids and dogs for walks and doing other things. They've had cabin fever all winter, and now the weather's break and they're doing other things and shopping for cars. Plus, if they were going to buy a car and had a tax return, they would have done it by now, type of thing. So April's going to slow down. We got about 45, 60 days of good business. So again, metrics like the profit time, and if you start looking at them, things are booming. But then we hit a wall in April, and now you have some aged cars. You got to watch that, and you got to again look at other factors too on that vehicle, not just that one score, because mileage and color and activity on that car, class. If I'm having that class, so forth, it's going to make a good decision on there. Or good reasons why to make an adjustment other than just that one score. So keep that in mind. Again, don't, I would say about mid-March, kind of slow down maybe a little bit on buying, keep the flow of what you're selling going. But I know a lot of people go into, man, their March is busy and they keep buying to this big busy March sale rate, and then they hit a wall in April, and by May they're into a big aging problem because they overstocked because of the volume they had in March, and then April dies off and May's slow, and then all of a sudden they're back into an aging problem. So just watch that. I see Ryan comment on here, vanilla cars are easy to come by, always got to turn those quick. That's right. Cars get old for more reasons besides they're not hot on the market. Recon, color, equipment, exactly. So again, Ryan, like Ryan said, react to these cars sooner than later. Use that as a metric when you have a fresh car, and then make adjustments as that car's not performing and still have an aging policy to get off of those cars. Hopefully this was helpful. jricelotpop.com. Go to lotpop.com, get a free evaluation, and check out our Lotpop University if you want some used car training. Thanks for your time.